Welcome everyone. This is Divine Dialogues, Intuitives Unveiled. I am Tracy Bango from Angels on the Prairie.
And I'm Rhonda Sean with Divine Guidance with Rhonda. And we're members of the Angel Empowerment Wellness Center. In our podcast, we're going to be delving into topics such as intuition, angelic connections, and the spiritual realm.
We're also going to talk about our own personal experiences to help you understand your own intuitive abilities. Thanks for joining us.
And let's begin.
Hey everyone. Today is going to get kind of deep today, this podcast. We're going to talk about what we say coming out of the closet as a light worker. Now, for me, I always say if you've listened to our very first podcast, it was our intro to Rhonda and myself, and I talked that I came out of the closet in 2015, 2016, even though I knew I had something, but just wasn't sure what it was. And, and I have to say, with my age, this is not something that was really talked about at all. It was always you just actually honestly didn't talk about it. Even when my kids went to school, I kept quiet because I didn't want to cause any friction for our kids. And our daughter is a light worker. I never shut her down. She'd tell me, oh, I seen Grandpa. And after, when he passed, and I go, well, isn't that cool? It's a different time now for light workers to really open the world up. And, we need more healers to help on earth, to help. So what do you think, Rhonda?
Yes. So for me, my struggle with coming out as a light worker was with my Catholic upbringing. With the religious spirituality and the kind of the religious aspect with the spiritual aspect of it. I was always gifted, and I always worked with the archangels, angels, especially Archangel Gabriel. And he's the one that really took me on the journey to, put me out there in a way. Because I just would remember being in catechism class, which is so for those that don't know, catechism is the children's section when it kind of came to talk about Jesus, God, and stuff. And I would be sitting there and I would be almost, I want to say, a little more knowledgeable than the person teaching it. And I knew it was being channeled, but I just didn't know what way. Or also, I'd be sitting and the priest would be saying something, and I would hear, well, that's not right. So I just always kind of thought for myself is okay, I can take aspects of church and the spiritual context, and I don't necessarily always apply the religious aspect to it.
Oh, well, yeah, for me, I was raised United, and then I met my husband, and they are Catholic, and it really didn't, to me, we're all one, but in the Catholic Church, they have different belief systems, so it didn't really bother me until we had children, and then I was a little morbid here for a minute, people. Like I said, what if we all passed? And something happened? I wouldn't be able to be buried with my family because I was United. I'm not Catholic. So that really upset me. So I thought, okay. So then I went and talked to the father at the time, and he said, yeah. He says, come on, let's change. Actually, I was very lucky with the fathers. We had young fathers. They were very good friends. They spent a lot of time with us because they wanted to be with their own age people. And so I will have to say we had a very good experience with our fathers. And anyways, so when I started to do this. It was bothering me. And I'm not going to use names of any of the people that I talked to, but I'll just say it bothered me. So I talked to one person, and then they contacted me with somebody higher up, and I kept going up. And anyways, in the long run, I was told from someone that that if you have this gift from God, he says, how can I not believe you? Like he says, as a person, he says, as a believer in God, he says, you go ahead, you do your thing, like you would not be given this gift if he didn't believe that you could do this. But unfortunately, as a Catholic church, he can't publicly support me. But as a person, he sure did. So that helped me to make my decision right there and then. Like, I mean, I believe that everybody can do this. This is my belief system that we all can do this. So as a gift from God, I just believe we all can do it. So I don't like to say I'm gifted because that's just my point, my perspective. Like, what do you feel about that when people say you're gifted, Rhonda?
For me, I kind of look at it a little bit in a different context. Is it comes easier maybe for me. We all have this gift or have this ability to tap in. But just like with anything else, it may come across a little bit easier for me as somebody that's open to it. But I compare it to like anybody can play hockey, but there's our gifted people that can go to the next level. So it's like this is like you can train yourself, but with that is there's also because it's a passion of mine, so I study a lot of it. So it's just kind of it may come easier to people, but when you put in the hours and the reps, so to speak, you get more attuned to it. So it's just like anything else. It's a learned thing, but to some it is going to come easier than to others.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and you're right. It's just like school. Some people learn no math, some people struggle with math. So it's just how much work you put into it is how good you're going to be. And it's the same thing. Like literally, it's kind of like I hate to say this, but it is my job. And it's a job I love and I because I love helping people, so, you know, and the more I learn, the more I feel better about myself and more confident. Like, I mean, I feel confident in what I do, but you feel the more you learn and more expand, the more confidence comes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like 100%. And it's the practice. Like what are you willing to put into it, right? Like
Well,
with everything.
for sure.
And I think for those who like it does come down sometimes to a belief system. Like so when I came out I was in the closet but I was out of the closet. Like I wasn't afraid to talk about it or anything, but I didn't really do things for people. Like I was closed off in that way. Like spirit, for example. Like I would share my experiences, but I was also very conscious of who I shared it with, you know.
Oh,
So now, like, I'm just out there in it. And for me, it was more of a belief system is how do I tell my family? Because I would say in general, our family is a strong Catholic family. So I knew it was kind of going against the Catholic belief. And then when I took the Angel Empowerment Wellness, or sorry, the Angel Empowerment Practitioners course, and there's a part of it where you, to become fully like a practitioner, you have to do 20 readings for practices, right? So I was
Yes.
like, so when Michael told me, Archangel Michael told me, he's like, you're gonna get certified. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't even know 20 people that would even do like
Right.
to
Yep.
to do
That's the
it.
truth.
And then he's like, well, we want you to like do this as like putting yourself out there. And I'm going like, no. And he came across very stern. Like, so this is where Archangel Michael, like, normally for myself, he comes in strong, but lovingly. But it was like I could almost feel, I don't want to say anger, but there was a forcefulness with it. And he would say to, he goes, because I ended up winning the class. So he said, he goes, you were gifted this class, and we wouldn't have gifted it to you if you weren't going to do anything with it. Right?
Makes
So,
sense.
so I'm like, okay, now how do I tell my family that I'm going to be out there doing this? Because I'm like, it kind of goes against the Catholic belief system. So Michael told me, he's like, well, do you remember who who you went by for confirmation? And I said, yeah, Archangel Bernadette, sorry, Saint Bernadette. And for those who don't know, she's the one that connected with Mother Mary, and she created Lourdes, which is a healing place with water. And so he kind of took me through this process and says, well, he goes, you're no saint, but she heard the voice and followed that voice. And that's exactly what you're going to do. And then you're going to explain it like, because traditionally the Catholic Church is the one that canonizes saints. So they're like, so you say, this is what happened. They followed this, through that path. So then I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me because then I can come through it telling my family how I'm coming out via the Catholic process of it, right? So then it made sense. And overall, I have like support within my family, but there's some that don't like what I do, but that's okay.
Well, and that's the thing. We come out because we're scared what people are going to talk, like say about us, what they're going to talk about. The thing is, you'd be amazed how much support in family and extended family you get than you thought. Like,
Yeah.
like the people that support me is like, I was really, so it's, and it's, you just have to, it's all again about the trust, like trust that they've got you, trust that things work out. And that's the big thing. Trust that things will work out, you know? And I mean, like Rhonda said, like, I had no interest in this, doing this at all. In fact, when I was told to take classes, nope, not a chance. And it was quite a few times I was said, you know, she's coming here, Cindy's coming here, it'll take a class. And I'm going, no. And finally I did. And then it's just like Rhonda said, the push. I had the push, but I fought it. Like I fought it, and even learning more, it was a fight. And I'm like, nobody look at me. I'm not here. I'm just learning. Just so never mind. Just don't, I'm just not here, even though I'm here, right?
Hmm.
So it was all about, for some reason, I felt that push to take it. Don't know, like I didn't understand why, but I just felt the push. And I ignored it for a long time, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, if they knew me back when I was younger, like I'm sure a lot of people thought I was going to be a common nun. Like that's just how in tune I was with it because I would be talking about God and Jesus and angels and stuff. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought I knew I wasn't going to be a nun, but I'm sure a lot of people would have thought that was my path because I was just so connected to God, source, creator. However, for me, it's God, but
Yeah, I
it's whatever. Again, it's your belief system. Like it's an omnipresent one, however you view it.
and that's true. You know, and when you stop from feeling you have to know everything. So I'm gonna tell you a little one of my readings. I actually she's now has passed, so she's in the spirit world. So I asked her before I'm going to tell this story. I'm not going to use names, but I'm going to ask her if she's fine to share it, and she's laughing at me, saying, "Yes," because well, she watched me. So, and I might have said this in another podcast, but it's okay. I was doing a reading for somebody that was like a stage 4 cancer. And I was going there for messages from archangels. They were a very Catholic family, very strong Catholic. So I was kind of a little nervous going there, but because I wasn't sure what kind of reception, but because she was a friend, that I said, absolutely, I will come. And then I did the first reading, and then she started doing some history on the archangels, because the archangels, like the three main, are in the Bible. Like Raphael, Michael, and Gabriel are all in the Bible. So she did some research on that, and then she found some articles written by fathers and bishops about the archangels, and she goes, well, I guess it's okay, because they're there for help. And she says, okay, I'm up for this. I'm up for this. And to this day, I still have the article saved on it's an app. It's like right on my phone, of the articles that were written by some of the fathers and the bishops. So anyways, so I don't know, I'm sorry, I can't remember, but it could have been the third, fourth, fifth time anyways. And I went for a reading, and I was doing a reading, and the room changed. The energy in the room changed as I was doing this reading. And I kind of got, okay, what's going on? And then this entity started talking to me in first person. It started saying I. And when I talk I always think it's my ego talking. So then I started having, well, I'm going to say, I was arguing. I was arguing with whatever this was, trying to give messages to my friend. And my friend was watching, and she said, Tracy, it's okay. You can tell me whatever is happening, like because she thought they were going to give her some negative news. And I said, no, it's okay. I'm just having a discussion with this, and I'm going to say person, because that's probably what I said at the time, because I'm not sure what they're about. So long story short is I finally gave her the messages. I started figuring, okay, it's not my ego. There's definitely something here. And by the end of the reading, I went, oh, good heavens. I was just arguing with Jesus. Like, are you kidding me? So, like, you just have to trust. But anybody that knows me, like, I'm very strong of what I believe. And when I thought somebody was coming in that wasn't supposed to come in for my friend, I right away said, whoa, here, we got to talk about this, and end up, yeah. So needless to say, I apologized lots, but he laughed at me a lot because they know why I was doing it, and I was trying to protect my friend. And anyways, so after that just opened my eyes to way more, and trusting that whoever comes through is for that person's greater good, and trust it. So it was pretty cool for me to have something like that happen.
Yeah.
And it's about trusting, trusting yourself, trusting what we call your team, which we've talked about. So, you know, the point is just, to come out of the closet as a light worker, things are going to evolve for you. Like, at different times, different places. I mean, I've had quite a few like, oh, aha moments, like crazy moments, because going through this, and I'm always amazed. And I'm always so excited for the person too. Like I'm just as much into them as they are when things happen. I just get just as excited as they do. They do. So yeah, it's pretty cool,
Yeah.
right? Like Rhonda, like this
Oh,
is
absolutely. Like I still get amazed when I get like little tingles or like especially if I see signs and I'm going, "Oh, okay." Or even so one thing that I think that so when your team speaks to you, it's for your highest good. There is no fear-based messages. However, with that said, they will put things that you need to confront with or
yes.
deal with, right? So, because one thing I've found is they really take you outside of your comfort zone because they
Oh,
want for you to be pushed out, pushed open to grow. Because really, that's one of our main purposes here in the physical is to grow and to ascend, to learn. So it's just kind of different elements to that. So it doesn't mean that they're not going to give you negative things or stuff to work on, but it's never to put you into fear.
well, no, like absolutely not. Like I mean, that's why when we do readings, it's your belief system who is strong in your circle is what comes through. And like for my friend, Jesus was very big in that family, and that's why he stepped forward to help them, to give them the messages.
Yeah.
So it's all about just having faith and trust in yourself, that they've got you. The divine has got you, like your team has got you to keep you safe and will look after you.
Yeah. And we talk about that, how the team does send you messages. So if you wanted to go back, I believe it's episode 4, where we talk about signs and symbols as well. Like
Yes.
for myself, a big sign for me, I have two. So rainbows, I've always been connected with rainbows, and that's always been my sign for like my team has my back. And then I have the butterfly, which is it's a twofold thing. So butterfly is transformation. So your angels are always pushing you to ascend higher. But it's also the butterfly for myself is a connection to spirit, and a spirit is one that has crossed over to the white light.
Cool. And for me, I just pay attention to signs that I see, like that it just shows, whether it's the numbers, where it's I'm out and all of a sudden I see the butterfly or the hummingbird, or I'll just see what I'm doing at that moment for what's the meaning behind it. Or maybe honestly, it might be just enjoy the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like that simple. Okay?
Yeah. Now, if you are interested in learning more, Tracy and I both have online classes that you can check out our website. Mine is called Journey of Connection with the Archangels, and it's a beginner's course, and we just work through the census with the archangels to help you identify who you work with. Tracy, do you have any?
Well, I have a few different types of classes. Like I have my main one is my master class, which is teaches you about your archangels, spirit, empaths, orc spirit, and all the work chakras, all the work that goes into looking after yourself to keep yourself clear and safe. and that's my main class, but I have smaller ones that are broken up of, like I have one that's just the divine and the auric spirit, like you learn your signs and your archangels and all about the auric spirit, which is how I can communicate with plants, trees, and animals. But it's all about connection with the divine and Mother Earth.
Yeah. So if you are interested, definitely go check out our website to see if that is something of interest to you. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, but you know what? You just have to take that first step.
Yeah,
And you'll have way more support than you really think.
absolutely. Like I said, I got my 20 in like no time flat when I was becoming certified. So, but
And we'll both, either Rhonda or myself, are always willing to
yeah,
help.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
So
well,
if you have
have
any
a
questions, definitely put them in the comments and have a great week.
great week. Talk to you next week.
Thank you for listening to Divine Dialogues, Intuitives Unveiled. If you would like to work with Tracy and Rhonda, our information is posted in the show notes.
Now, our new episodes are going to fall on Tuesdays. So if you're interested in receiving a free meditation on connecting to your guardian angels, click that link below to subscribe to the Angel Empowerment Wellness Center newsletter. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, everybody.